So I was watching a TV show, very good one. I won't go into details, but kind of along these lines. A little bit of Hollywood, but it was triggering a whole bunch of things and memories. And out of the shed a while ago, I pulled out a book from 2005 when I did a shamanic course with a guy who I didn't realize was awakened. I didn't realize at the time, but I'm reading it and there's enlightenment written all through it. For some reason, I missed it all. And the guy had found a home, and I wasn't, I guess, at a space where I could understand that, or I wasn't. Just went over my head. I just knew he was a great shaman. And there was a line in there, and he was taking us on shamanic journeying and teaching us techniques and methodologies and holding the space while we did that in hindsight, allowing everybody to find, from what I could see, everyone could find things they were looking for. And I had some experiences with the being, and I couldn't believe what was happening, and I wouldn't allow myself to believe what was happening, so I was such a skeptic. And the biggest thing was I wasn't worthy of it. I wrote it down. I didn't feel worthy. And I wrote down that as soon as that unworthiness came up, I started to, like, cloud or shadow. And then I realized what was happening. I was losing a connection to something, and then I let go of that, and it came back again. And this is exactly what's happening to everybody, you see. We're so full of self-doubt and unworthiness that we can't allow the magnificence of our deepest self, our deepest I, beyond the I, to fully inhabit us. And I wrote all those years ago, I could see it, and I was losing connection in the dreaming, in the journeying. And let go, and it came back. The light came back. The experience of a higher consciousness strengthened again. And it was all new to me. It was all, it was so much doubt because it was all new to me. I didn't get it. I was just drawn to it. And as I was reading it, I was looking around. I was looking at different people here, and realizing again that the multitude of low self-opinions we have of ourselves hold us in shadows, hold us in darkness, hold us in suffering, hold us in unhappiness, unworthiness. And it's all bullshit. You are hurting yourself, nobody else. And we need to become very aware of where this is happening. Maybe because I was held in that space by a master and I was able to see it in that moment. Maybe if he wasn't there, I don't know. I probably wouldn't have been there in that situation in the first place, having these new experiences of things beyond what I thought to be real. I'm an engineer, I'm a mechanic, I was a business owner. You know, if I can't see it and hold it, it was very difficult for me. So this was really, really unusual for me. And so there was a lot of skepticism and a lot of unworthiness was under the surface, which helped the skepticism grab a hold. And then, of course, there was nobody in my life. There was a person or two I could speak to it about, but very carefully, because everybody else would mitigate what had happened and what I was seeing and what I was discovering beyond this form, this physical form, and this mind. So it was super easy for doubt to be there. Hence the advantage of traveling in a group and being around a group of people that kind of get more to this mind and body. This mind and body is just a very, very quick thing. It comes and goes very quickly. You know, the Earth's 4 billion years old, and that was a 24-hour clock. Humans have been here for less than 5 seconds from the very first human on a 24-hour clock. That's the humanity, let alone our life. It's extremely quick. So I ask you, if you wish, to really look at where you doubt and where you're not worthy, and hunt it out and find out why you're not worthy. Who told you you're not worthy? I know the answer. Society tells you you're not worthy. The thousands of magazine covers you've looked at with photoshopped beautiful women and ripped guys, and the school teachers telling you need to get a higher mark, and your parents saying you need to be more, you're not enough. All these subtle things that have happened to us over our lifetime. We're in an extremely high marketing level. We're bombarded with information that hints that we're not good enough. It's a marketer's dream when you don't think you're good enough, because then there's stuff that we've got that can fix that. And it's on sale. So it's sewn into our society. It's in the fabric of our society. Which is a very sick thing, don't you think? When you look at it, just step back from all your conditioning, just because you're so used to it. We're just so used to things. But think about this. For one of the first times in history, say the last few hundred years, there's lots of information out there that we need to be more, and we're not good enough as we are. There's billions of dollars spent every year on trying to get into your psyche so you buy products. And the key to you buying those products, a vast number of these products, is you agreeing that you need to be more and better. You need to fit in, you need to be special. And straight away within that, it implies that you're not special. And that's where you need to be, the number one of whatever pyramid they've offered. And then we start to internalize this, and this becomes our thinking. This is just one aspect of the puzzle, right? Not all of it. And so low self-worth can be within our system. And then something like experiences of higher consciousness start to come towards us. And this same low self-worth, and it's not just from our culture, that's just one aspect. This low self-worth can come in. I'm not worthy of this happiness. I'm not worthy of this joy. I'm not worthy of these revelations, these seeings, these understandings. And I'm not worthy of love. And the con is, you are love. And everything's stripped back, and you see the deepest you ever see. Well, the deepest you ever see, there's more, but the deepest you ever see is love. It's the thing that's there the whole time in the background of your sadness, of your grief, of your anger, frustration, pride. Whatever it is, behind it is love. So there's no love to be found. There's only love to be unveiled, to be revealed. There's nothing I can add to you. All I can do is help you expose the lies you believe, the beliefs you have. And once they untangle and these knots untangle, all these beliefs you've been given unconsciously and consciously and agreed to, there it is. And when you find that, there's nothing else to find. Everything's fine. Everything after that's a bonus. But one of the major blockages of this, one of the biggest things is, especially when you get deep and get close to it, is I'm not worthy. I don't deserve this. I had this. I started awakening. I started realizing what I was beyond my first name. And the first thing that came was, you don't deserve this. There's so many more people that have been working so much longer and harder than you. And you don't deserve this. Look at all these people around me. They've been here for years, some of them. I just got here and look what's happening. This doesn't make sense. I don't deserve this. These were the thoughts. And the other thoughts were, these guys must suck. They must be terrible at this. I'm so great at this. There was a other side of it that was the ego saying how wonderful I was too. It would go flip-flop between them. Basically the mind just make crap up. And I started to notice I'm not the mind. It was like, even before the awakening began, the mind started to sound like it was 3 rooms away down the hallway. It wasn't as close, and it wasn't me. It was something in the distance. There was a separation happening from the noisy mind that just made stuff up, and it was just coming from my history. So I'd had a little bit of time to acclimatize that, and then on awakening, the mind was gone. It was quiet. It was really quiet. Everything had gone silent. I could hear a pin drop. And it was magical. And then the noise of the mind exposed itself in its entirety. And the sneakiness of it. How it grabs our attention all the time. And where does our mind come from? Our thoughts come from our history. Huh? Isn't it? You're not going to be thinking about an Amazonian plant that you've never heard of before because it's not in your history, or whatever it may be. You can only think from your history. You can only dream from your history. So basically it's like computer programs. It's like software expressing itself. Just like a computer can only put on the screen what's already in it. It can't put anything new up. That's outside of its experience, outside of its history, outside of its programming. So you realize all your thoughts that you think are you are just basically historical patterns expressing themselves. And when they quieten, it's the most beautiful thing ever. And it's right here, right now. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go climb mountains. There's no path. You know, in Taoism they call it the way of no way. The art of not doing. The art of simplicity. It's miraculous. It's beautiful. And there lies beauty or love. You know, in this silence, love arises. It comes from where it was hiding. But then, will the mind tell you you're not worthy? Which is a lie, because how can you not be worthy when that's the fabric? That's the foundation of everything. It's a sinister trick. You can't get love. You can't chase love. You can't avoid love. It's just because it's an is-ness. It's not something to be attained. It's something to be revealed. First, the mind has to quiet. With a noisy mind, you can see nothing.
Please like or subscribe if you found value. Meet Rohan via rohan.life.